Hi everybody, how you doing? It's Bruce here, Uncle Bruce with Stock Markets with Bruce. Another fun day in the markets coming up. I imagine. I hope that some of you are going to become a little wealthier today. Maybe your account will grow in value, your cash flow will improve. Welcome, one and all, to viewers from basically around the world. It's great to see folks here from Europe, Australia, New Zealand, the South Americas, Caribbean, Canada, USA. Welcome from everywhere. Great to have you here. And hopefully, for a lot of you out there, a couple of things have been happening, like the air quality in your neighborhood is getting a lot better. Temperatures are moderating, I hope. Cross our fingers. Hopefully, the worst of the heat waves are behind us or quickly going away, and we'll get back to a little more normal. Nice to see you here. Thank you, those of you who have been hitting the thumbs up button before I even went on the air. Thank you guys for that. We had a great day yesterday. SoFi came out with earnings yesterday. A whole bunch of you showed up to say hi and see what was going on. Today is what we call the day after, and now we wonder just what will SoFi do. What about all the other stocks that had a good run here lately? What about the markets? And also, what's happening with the overall economy and earnings from companies that are coming out? Like, we're going to hear from Amazon, we're going to hear from Apple, and all the others are coming with their numbers. We're eagerly awaiting that. So the next few days will be active, and all next week, very active again. Thing I'm noticing, this is glaring to me. I mean, being from the stock market background since the late 70s, we ex-brokers, once you're a broker, you're always a broker. If you're in the investment business, you're trained to understand certain patterns and certain habits and numbers and what have you. And what I'm noticing happening again and again and again, and this has been going on now all this year. This is August the 1st, by the way, 2023. All this year already, the same thing has been happening, and it is beginning to finally show up in a couple of articles I saw just today. What am I talking about? I'm talking about public companies that are coming out with earnings that are meeting expectations, but those are lower earnings. I've been yapping about this all year, about companies coming out going, "Oh, we earned $1.28 a share, 2 pennies more than expected," and the market, the Wall Street media machine, the promotion machine, the hierarchy over there is going, "Yay! The company made 2 cents more than projected." What they're not telling you, and they're not mentioning, except they're kind of whispering it over here, they're saying, "Yeah, but by the way, that 126 in earnings is down 50% from last year. They're only making half the money, or they're down 30% or 18% or whatever the number. In some cases, dramatically bad numbers. But that isn't the thing I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is the next thing that's going on that's now beginning to show up, really showing up, and that is lowered expectations for the third and fourth quarter. There are public companies coming out now every day, every week. All of them, like a zillion of these guys are coming out. This is not like an isolated little incident where they're saying, "Oh, yeah, we met our expectations of revenue or our net earnings per share. We met the projections." They were, we admit, a lot lower than last year. But we're also saying that the third quarter, we're not going to do the numbers we thought we were going to do like a quarter ago. When we did our first quarter number report to you guys, we told you that the second and third quarter would be this and this. We have to revise the third quarter lower and the fourth quarter lower. That is what's going on right now in many, many cases. Clear example here is, I believe it's Carnival stock. Carnival just came out with their earnings this morning, and the street was happy with the results, and the shares this morning got up to $18.95, $19 a share. They closed yesterday at 18.84. They got up to 19. They're now 18.24. Norwegian is getting the crap kicked out of it this morning. Noticed that it came up with their numbers. Their projections were not so good for the third quarter. They're down 10% right now in the pre-market. Their shares touched 22.90 this morning. 22.90. They closed yesterday at 22.07. They're at 19.90 now. They're down $3 from an hour ago in the pre-market. This is just the pre-market. There's a disaster happening in the Norwegian Cruise Line shareholder room over there. They're not happy, and they're not optimistic either, because the reality is, in the cruise business, there is all kinds of problems to do with unbelievable financings that have been done to keep these companies alive during COVID. These guys were up against it. They had zero income coming in. No ship had a passenger on it anywhere. And so they were bleeding money, and their interest payments right now are just scary, and they're likely to go higher. Pfizer this morning came out with news. I mean, Pfizer, this is, a Dow 30 component, big machine, a pretty solid company. They're not in trouble or anything like that, but their stock is off 0.5 percentage point to 35.88. Their projections for the third and fourth quarter are lower. They have lowered their sales projections for the rest of the year. This is the problem with these companies. They're also trading at, in some cases, very high P multiples. Not this one. Pfizer is trading at 7 times earnings. Maybe it's trading at 8 times earnings with lower numbers, but they're not in big trouble. But there are a lot of companies out there who have been darlings of the market the last 6 months, because you've noticed how the Dow has gone up, and the S&P and the NASDAQ. These stock market indexes have gone up, but so has the PE multiple, the price earnings multiple. In plain English, if a company earns $1 a share in profit for the year and they trade at $10 a share, they're trading at a 10 times earnings multiple. Simple. If they trade at $100 a share and they make $1 a share profit, that's 100 times PE multiple. Low PE multiples are in the low teens, like 13, maybe even 12, 11, very low multiples. High PE multiples approach 20 or higher. And the PE multiple of the markets has been rising. The S&P 500, which comprises 500 different companies, the PE multiple average for the entire index has gone up from the 15s to the 18s in the last few months. And now what is beginning to appear very common is companies going, and we're not going to meet our third quarter, fourth quarter guesstimates. You analysts are wrong and we're right, or we were too optimistic and you guys were way too optimistic. We have to reset the bar here. We got to lower the bar to meet a lower expectation, because we like to beat the bar. We like to jump over the bar every time, every quarter. Well, we got to lower the bar right now because the bar is set too high. Well, that means that the PE multiple of 17, 18 we have now might become a 20 multiple in the third quarter, unless stock prices back off. If stock prices back off, then PE multiples will be lower, because that's how it works. But if the earnings are lower, the per share average earnings of all the companies on the S&P 500 are not going to be as high as expected. They're going to be lower in the third quarter, lower in the fourth quarter, lower in the first quarter of 2024. Then we have a problem, Houston, because at current levels, the PE multiple might be at 22, and we should be at 15 or 16. All of a sudden, we're looking at a stock market adjustment of 30 to 50% for the overall index that makes up all 500 companies. Now, some companies are on fire. They're doing great. SoFi is one of them. They're doing great. They're not in this trap. They're not in this thing. They're not in this trap where they have to say, oh gosh, Gee whiz willikers, here at SoFi, we have to lower our projections. No, yesterday they raised their guidance. They came to the market and said, actually, we're going to make more revenue in the third and fourth quarter than we thought a quarter ago. Even through the banking crisis, the regional banking crisis, we survived that and grew through that. We got even bigger. We're going to be even bigger in the next 6 months than we thought we were 6 months ago. So we're still upping our game. This is exactly what corporate America loves to hear. Wall Street loves this stuff, but Wall Street isn't getting this news from every company on the S&P 500, from the Dow 30, from the 100 index on NASDAQ. This is not the theme. The theme is the opposite. So now the question is, are we in a recession, and have we been in one already for the last couple of quarters? We just haven't got the numbers to prove it yet. Are we about to receive numbers in the next 2 or 3 months from all these government reports and all these private industry measuring metrics that will show us, yes, you know what, 6 months ago, America was in a recession, or has been slowing its economic growth now for, this is the second quarter that this has been happening, or this is now the 4th month, or whatever it is. We're going to find out. But it's obvious to me that when I see company after company after company lowering their guidance, even if it's a penny a share, just a penny a share lower, you are not growing, you're shrinking. And that's the reversal. That a shrinking economy doesn't have to drop 20% to call it a recession. A shrinking economy can drop by a quarter of a point, and that is a recession. It's a pullback in economic growth and activity. That's all it is. The experts out there are going, it's not that bad, Bruce, don't get all so hyped up about this. You're the more hair you lose, the more excited you get. You got to relax, pal. We've got such a low unemployment rate right now, Bruce. We have nothing to worry about. Others are going, no, Bruce, you should worry. You're just like that guy on the movie The Firm. I get paid to worry when there's nothing to worry about. Remember that guy, Ed Grimley? Wasn't he great? What do you think I do around here? He says, there are other indicators that are not good. What are they? Inflation has been around now for 2 years and is still too high. Interest rates just got lifted last week by the Fed again, and they're going to get raised in a month or two again. We're going to 5.5% bank rate in the United States, Fed funds rate. That's bad news. That is bad news. The other thing that's coming out, we're beginning to hear more and more surveys and analyses. Lending requirements for individuals and for businesses are getting tougher, higher, tighter. It's becoming more difficult for private mom and pop operators, small private corporations, some public companies. It's getting harder for these outfits to go to the bankers to borrow money. It's not that the bankers don't want to borrow it. They do want to borrow. They want to lend money. They do want to lend money, but they need to lend money at a higher interest rate. And a higher interest rate means your company has to be able to jump over a higher bar of credibility and asset value and cash flow to qualify for a loan. Banks are under unbearable pressure from regulators. Do not make crap loans to crap companies, because we'll seize you and take you out of business. Your depositors will flee. They get the impression that you're sitting on a bunch of bad loans. You can't be doing that. So what's happening? Mortgages are getting harder to get. Small business loans are getting harder to get. And this doesn't have to be twice as hard or 5 times as bad. This only needs to be 1% more difficult to get, 2%, 3%. It begins that way. It starts that way and just keeps building and spreading out. And larger and larger and larger employers begin to figure out they can't borrow money at 5.5%. They have to pay 8.5%. Or companies realize, we thought we could borrow $85 million to expand and modernize our warehouse. We can only qualify for a $40 million loan, which will not do the job. With the inflation rate going up, the cost of modernizing our company went from $60 million to $85 million. We can only qualify for a $40 million loan. This is what I'm talking about. This is what the banking thing, this is what's happening. This is invisible. This is not visible when you drive down the street in your neighborhood, and you can tell, oh, that company over there can't borrow $20 million to enhance their business. They don't. These companies don't advertise that. Neither do the bankers. This is a silent killer of business. It's a silent killer of economies. All right. And it has nothing to do, generally speaking, with who's in the White House either. By the way, just in case you wonder, oh, it's a Democratic problem. Now, this is business. Nothing personal. It's just business. And inflation doesn't care who the prime minister of your country is, who the president is. It doesn't care if there's a war in Ukraine, or it doesn't care. Inflation is a killer of jobs and business. Okay. It's nothing personal. It is business. And we are noticing, or I, from this vantage point, am noticing a lot of signs that are telling me we may have more of a recession coming than they want to let on overall at this point in time. And as I've said a zillion times, if you're in America, don't look to Washington for any positive assistance or momentum, because Washington is a clown show. You got the Republicans inside of the Congress, and all they want to do is investigate Hunter Biden and everything about impeaching the president. That's their entire mission. The Senate is 51 to 50 or whatever the number is, 49 or 51 to 49 or whatever the heck it is. It's not going to lead. It's just going to rubber stamp or not rubber stamp policies. The White House has a fractured Washington in front of it, and so they know they can't bring forward aggressive spending bills, job creation bills, aggressive programs to help American businesses compete. They can't do it because the Congress won't even listen to it. They won't even read the bill. So forget that. The clown show will continue in Washington until January 2025. All of 23, all of 2024 until January. Why? Because that is when the new Congress will be sworn in. The next Congress. Who knows what that one will be? Who's going to be the president? What party controls the Senate and the House? And then we'll find out what's going on. If it's Democrat, Democrat, Democrat on all three levels, then a whole bunch of bills will come to the fore to get things going. If it is a split scenario, no matter what the split, where it is, nothing gets done. It's all gridlocked for another 2 years. And so now there won't be anything until 2027. So America is setting itself up potentially for not just a recession that is at the moment a thin, light recession, but a prolonged period of non-economic activity to any great extent, and possibly, if the clown show really spreads out, complete shutdown of economic growth. And that will be then a prolonged 3-year malaise, 4-year malaise for the markets. Now, does that mean every single stock goes down in price? No. Will there be winners? Yes, there will. Will there be losers? Most likely. What happens to the option writers of this channel? That's what everybody wants to know around here. What happens to us? Good times is the answer. Good times. You do not need to fear the upside. So if you're an option writer, you own stock, whatever the stock you own, and you're writing call options against it, you don't have to worry about your stock tripling in value unless it's SoFi. What about cash secured put writers? You find a dip, you write cash secured puts out of the money. The stock sits there, climbs a little bit, you make money. Thank you very much. Iron Condor creators. Oh, is this market made for you? Have you found the motherlode of returns? Pick off whatever stock you want to pick off. Indexes. You can create iron condors now on stocks you never thought you could do anything on before. If you wanted to write 10 call contracts on Tesla last week before you watched Class 16, You figured that you needed 1,000 shares of Tesla, and even if you bought them on margin, you needed $150,000. If you were able to buy deep in the money call options, you probably had to pay $100,000 just to write 10 contracts. Today, you can write 10 calls, 10 puts, buy 10 calls, buy 10 puts on Tesla with what, $5,000, $10,000 of equity? That's all you need, and you're now playing Tesla. But the good news is you don't have to own it. You don't have to have any shares or deep in the money calls. And all you've got to do, the only thing you have to do is say to yourself, well, for the next 2 weeks, I think Tesla won't go below this price and it won't go above that price. If it stays anywhere in this $100 range or $80 range or whatever range you choose for whatever time frame you choose, you can create an iron condor, and it'll be a credit spread, which means the win is in your account right now. There it is. Here's the amount of money you could win, and here it is. We'll just give it to you. It's right in your account. All you got to do now is cross your arms for the next 4 days, 9 days, 15 days. How long are you writing this condor for? You choose, and just wait it out. Now, you can adjust the condor values anytime you want. You can close out the condor anytime you want. Up to you. You're the casino. You make the rules. Let the gamblers play the slot machines. You've created 4 slot machines for these gamblers. Let them play those 4 slot machines. And you decide whether you're going to change the rules on 1, 2, 3, or 4 of them, or just shut them down anytime you want. Up to you. You got to love this game. Welcome to the party, everybody. And it's great to see you. Those of you who are not here Saturday, if you couldn't make it Saturday, and a number of you had a number of commitments, I get it. Class number 16 will be on the website very, very shortly. Emily has been editing it now for a day and a half. As soon as it's available, I will let you know. If any of you would like to reserve your copy of class number 16, you can always send a donation in for $150 to my PayPal account, and I will personally send you a link the moment I have it. But otherwise, you can just wait it out till later this week, and then we'll kind of go from there. So welcome to the party, everybody. Nice to see you here today. We have 80 thumbs ups already. Thank you, everybody, for this. Appreciate the 80 thumbs ups. Those of you who have become members lately, thank you for joining this channel. Those of you who are members already and are becoming gold level, bagel level members because you want to be involved in the Wednesday night primetime live with Uncle Bruce, and you want to be involved in the pre-alert show every day at 8 o'clock rather than waiting until 8:30 until I start. Gold Bagel members, thank you for popping in here. Appreciate it. It's great to have you here, and thank you for your support of this channel. If you subscribe to this channel, I thank you. Thank you for subscribing too. If you're just hanging out and watching us, please subscribe to the channel. Help us out with our subscriber numbers. That would be fabulous. These thumbs ups that you're handing out, awesome. Absolutely awesome. It tells YouTube to push this show to more people, and maybe they'll find out about option writing, cash secured put writing, poor man covered call writing, iron condors, and other credit spreads, all kinds of strategies to make money in a market going forward that might have limited upside and more downside risk because corporations systematically, day after day, week after week, are coming out with warnings. We're not going to meet our projections. We don't think so. Pfizer just did it this morning. Others may follow. And so the AI area, as you know, in artificial intelligence, it's hot. It is on fire. It's doing great, but at the expense of other segments. And the question going forward here is real estate. What about the transportation area? What about companies that are in the online area? What about online companies, content companies? What about media? What about this writer strike, this actor strike? How far does this go out? What about this artificial intelligence? Is this going to screw up half the economy and the other half is going to benefit? Is it possible that certain segments of our economy are going to suffer because of AI advancements? There's a lot more than just, oh, it's all about efficiencies, Bruce. It's just AI is just going to make us way more efficient. It'll be great. Um, I'm not so sure about that. I'm wondering about will certain companies have to lay off? Like, will certain companies be able to lay off a third of their staff because of AI improvements in the next 5 years? And those one third that get let go, and it'll happen over millions of companies around the world, a percentage of those folks won't be able to find work in the field that they were in. Is that coming? Is that you? Are you in a position where you might be eliminated by AI intelligence improvements? Are you in the accounting department of a certain corporation that is actively looking to improve their efficiencies? And that means your job is going to be eliminated, and you're 39, 42 years old, and you got kids, and you got all kinds of IOUs out there, and you were supposed to enter your golden years of making money now with all that experience you have. You're now supposed to be making top dollar, and you might be let go because the company is looking at you as not an ally, but as the enemy. You are a constant drag on the bottom line of the corporation, and they would rather pay a software company $2,000 a month in software fees and get rid of your sorry ass. How about that? You're getting 7,000, 8,000 a month, and you thought you were going to get 10,000 a month in salary, and you've been replaced by a $2,000 a month software program. Hello, is that you? You might want to accelerate your learning yourself of what we're doing here. You might want to get in the program a little quicker than you thought, because you're being pushed out the door whether you like it or not. And look, if you're any good at your job and you get along with people and you've built contacts, maybe you can go to another firm, sure. But can you get the same benefits and the same wages that you're going to get now? Because you've got seniority where you are. You were supposed to be in this upper group now, but they're closing the door just before you get to the room. They're shutting it on you because they found a provider over here that can take you out. And a bunch of other of your friends, you're all going together, and now there are 30 of you, 50 of you from the same company running around town looking for a job against each other. And employers out there are going, the cost of business is going down for me. I can bring people in like you for 5,000 a month as a human being, or I might be able to get your talents for 2,000 a month from a software developer through AI. Hey, as a business operator, I have to do what I have to do for my investors, which is me or my shareholders, and that doesn't include you as an upside thing. I'm just giving you a heads up to stop walking around town with blinders on out there. So many of you may be caught in this trap that you're just, I go to work and I do what I'm told what I do. No. Take those blinders off and look around to find out just what's going on. Are you in the gun sights of a sniper? Are you about to be taken out? Because some programmer somewhere figured out, I can help corporations eliminate a third of their staffs by creating artificial intelligence systems. And they're not perfect day one. No, of course not. But they will be perfected in the first 5 years of existence, which means your time is limited, that you have no promotions coming, no raises coming. You're told to take this salary or walk because they don't have to pay you anymore. They know they can replace you with all the other layoff people that have been laid off all around here. They can dump you and bring someone in for 10% less than they're paying you. All of a sudden, you got to ask yourself, hey, what am I doing here? What's my future? Maybe I'm better off managing my assets and reorganizing the assets I have to get them to generate an income that will take the heat off of my paycheck. Thank you, everybody, for being here. If you're proactive in this area, I commend you. And those of you who are learning now about iron condors and starting to take the positions there, this is who I'm talking to. This is exactly who I'm talking to. Uh, I cannot emphasize enough the change that we are under right now. It will not end. First, we thought, oh, well, COVID keeps us at home, and all of a sudden people will be able to work from home forever. And now we're finding out, no, that's not the case. Your employer is not standing still. They don't have you in the office. Fair enough. They didn't have you in there for a year or a year and a half. That's true. Some of them may want you back and demand that you come back. Some of them are kind of going, well, we can go both ways. But believe me, every single employer out there with a medium-sized company and up, they are under unbearable pressure from their management and from the business they're in, competitors and everything else, to be the most efficient provider of services and products in their field. And if you're an employee of this kind of an organization, you might be vulnerable in the next year or 2 or 3 to be let go, where you never thought that would be possible. You thought, for sure, I can retire with these guys. They will never be able to do without me. And you'll find out very quickly that a combination of artificial intelligence software and a junior person can replace you. And that might be the game plan. They're going to take a ton of you folks that are supposed to make 60, 80, 100,000 a year with benefits, and they're going to replace you with a ton of folks that make $40,000 to $60,000 a year and a bunch of software. And everything is just fine at the office. Everything's just fine, but you're gone, and it's not fine in your house. Get the blinders off and double check. Anyway, there it is. I don't want to scare you, but I just want you to be aware of the world in which we are evolving right now. It's getting very complicated and interesting, and the headlines are they won't stop. They just keep coming out. The other thing to remember is in the last 2 years, when the Republicans were in the minority, the Democrats controlled the House, the Senate, the White House. What was one of the laws that got passed? One of the laws that did get passed and ratified was what we call the CHIP Act, I guess, whatever you call it. It's the law that gives the U.S. government the power to invest $55 billion into chip manufacturing. There are headlines coming out. There are stories coming out now about how difficult things are in China for certain corporations that can't get their hands on advanced chips because of U.S. tariffs, U.S. restrictions, national security concerns, whatever you want to call it. At the end of the day, if you're an American-based chip manufacturer and you're going to build a chip manufacturing plant in America, chances are you're being given a lot of momentum and a lot of wind at your sails to go ahead and do this. You might read the odd story that a chip plant here is delayed or they can't find enough workers. That's a temporary thing. The bottom line is, in the next 5 years, AI, intelligence software, cloud computing systems, data handling centers are going to need a gajillion number of chips with high-end efficiencies to handle the future of AI. And the U.S. government, believe it or not, the Biden administration, the advisors over there said, you know what, you guys should put up a fund to encourage American businesses to create chips, because if you're going to put restrictions on China to not sell there, you better have your own in-house production, because China can't produce those high-end chips since you're not allowing them even to get those high-end chips. How are they going to make them for you? All of a sudden, you got to make them yourself. And if you want to have true national security in the United States of America, North America as a whole, and Europe, then Europeans and North American governments are going to have supplies of chips for themselves and their businesses, their industries, from reliable sources and not from communist sources. This is what was envisioned 2 years ago in the Biden administration. I mean, love it or hate it, this is a fact. And now the factories are happening. It's amazing. The changes that are going on are crazy. The Chinese are really upset. They're not happy that the tariffs that were implemented by Trump have not been eliminated. National security concerns are rising. Tension is rising. The Chinese government is going through all kinds of heebie-jeebies two senior defense ministry people disappeared in the last week, 2 weeks. Nobody knows where they are. They've been replaced by new guys. We don't know who they are. The Secretary of State for China disappeared a month ago. I haven't heard from this guy in a month. A new guy has been installed. There is a serious change of personnel happening in China right now at upper levels through this Xi Jinping guy who wants to be dictator of China. It's obvious to the diplomatic corps what's going on. The State Department in the U.S., they know exactly what's happening over there, and they're warning the administration and others, watch out. These guys are going radical. China is going way to the right, and they are going xenophobe when it comes to defense. That means America had better get ready, and the population, the average American, has to be aware of what is actually going on over there. But they're not going to be made aware by a certain group of potential politicians, because this isn't good for their business. In any event, what can I tell you? I don't want to go to politics. I desperately try to stay away as much as I can, but I don't ignore the headlines, and neither should you. Okay, let's just hope you guys get really rich from writing cash secured puts on stocks that are going up, writing covered calls, poor man covered calls, and doing iron condor positions. That would be the number one objective around here. Get you guys to a higher financial demographic. Take the heat off your paychecks, yours, your wife's, your partner's, whatever, and hopefully be able to live the lifestyle financially that you want or need. Those of you in your 60s, man, it's time to get results now. Those of you in your 50s and 40s, you're running out of time, especially in your 50s, 40s. It's time to get going. Your 30s and 20s, I got to wake you up to reality of where we're at and where we're headed and how you can fit into this, because even your careers are in jeopardy. Remember, look at your parents and grandparents, and look at all your friends and relatives and friends of yours in college and their parents. Take a look at the big picture and realize something, that you may or may not have studied this in school. I have no idea what your curriculum is in college and university. But look, when I graduated high school in 1973, 4, whatever the hell that was, we weren't told when we graduated that we were each going to probably have 5 different careers in our adult lifetimes, because we didn't see that in our world. We were looking at our parents and we were looking at our grandparents back in 73, because we weren't in 2023 in 1973. 50 years ago, we were in that world. And in that world, what did we see? My best friend, just around the corner from my house, his father and his mother had the same jobs for 25 years with the same organization. And they were happy and they were comfortable, and they had 5 children. They had 2 cars. They had a nice house, not $1 million house, very comfortable middle-class house. All was well. Other friends up and down my street had parents. Only one was working. Just dad worked. Mom didn't work. Mom took care of the house. Mom took care of the groceries. Mom paid the bills. Mom got the kids to and from school, or was there doing whatever had to be done to keep the family running, so dad could just do the job that dad did. Same company for 25 years. That was our normal. We weren't told, and I had no indication, that by 1980 and then 1990 and in 2000 and in 2010, a whole bunch of people that I grew up with had to change jobs, had to change complete careers and industries, and it was becoming a normal thing. You guys in your 20s and 30s, don't get comfortable. Don't think you found the end game. And even if you've become successful as a lawyer, an auditor, you've made it to a good career position, you have a degree, all that great stuff, you're not done yet. don't get comfortable in your skin there, because you guys are also vulnerable. Things are changing at light speed in areas that no one thought would happen, and you just better be ready for it. It might not happen to you. Maybe you're one of the minority that will be able to do what you do for the rest of your life, as long as you want to do it and be well paid and everything else. That Shangri-La, you've made it. But you might find in the next 5 to 10 years, as you look around and ask yourself, hey, whatever happened to so and so, and my childhood, my best friend from childhood, whatever happened to those guys? You do some digging and realize, oh my God, have there been changes? Yeah, that might be exactly what's going on. Don't underestimate that. Welcome to the rant. Welcome to the show. We're 18 minutes away from opening up for the day. We have a negative opening so far indicated. We're down 116 on the Dow, third of a percentage point. We're off almost a half a point on the S&P 500, about 20 points. And NASDAQ is off 84 points, down 0.53 of a percentage point. Oil is off 76 cents a barrel. Nothing dramatic, but it is a negative day at 81.02 in Texas. My personal opinion, Texas oil should be 45 bucks a barrel. There is oil everywhere. Don't fall for the shills trying to tell you otherwise. There ain't no shortage, baby. We got oil boiling out of the ground all over the place. Companies are desperate to produce, but they're desperate to run up the price. Why? Because oil and gas companies, like everybody else, have higher expenses. They're trying to make more money with what they've got. And every time an oil company pulls a barrel out of the ground, they have one less barrel in inventory. They can't make this stuff. This is non-renewable. And this is the problem that Exxon has and everybody else. I don't care what part of the industry you're in. You help companies build pipelines. You help companies build pumps. You help companies refine this crap. There's a limited supply. And it is bad for the environment, and everything's against you. Everything. The oil and gas business has turned into the smoking business. I remember in the 2000s, early 2000s, the war was on. The enemy were tobacco companies. They were the enemy, and everyone else was against them. Governments sued them. State governments in the U.S. launched massive lawsuits to get billions of dollars out of the cigarette companies. What did the cigarette companies do to pay these billions of fees that they negotiated? I think they paid out $300 billion in fees, in fines, to states. How did they do it? How did they do it? They just raised the price of the pack by $1 a pack. The consumer got screwed. Government would say, well, we force people to smoke less cigarettes. We're making them healthier. Yeah, you taxed the habit out of existence. Here in Canada, $10 a pack for a pack of smokes is situation normal around here. Most Canadians do not buy cartons of cigarettes anymore because they're far too expensive per carton. So they buy a pack or two. That's how that's gone. The war on alcohol was waged for a while, then it eased off, then it's waged for a while. It comes and goes. Now governments have got creative, and they figured out, a lot of the population loves cannabis. Why don't we legalize cannabis and tax the hell out of it? Why don't we take the money? And what's the other thing that's been legalized in the last 5 years? Gambling, sports gambling. It's legal in America and Canada to bet on sports outcomes. Billions of dollars of tax revenues are flowing into government coffers from online wagering that's going on. That used to be frowned upon. Police forces used to have vice squads. You ever remember that name, vice squads? These were cops that would raid people's houses that were gambling on sports, that were setting up illegal roulette wheels, that were making their own booze, that were selling cigarettes illegally from one state to another because the pack of smokes in this state are 50 cents higher than a pack of smokes in that state. So why don't you go and drive your van over there, buy a bunch of cartons of cigarettes, bring it over here and sell cigarettes out of your basement for 25 cents a pack less than the corner store, or $1 less, or whatever the number was. Vice squads were a huge part of policing in the United States and Canada up until a few years ago. Now, of course, they have all the excuses. Oh, we got drug squads and we have SWAT teams. We're stamping out crime everywhere we can, blah, 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 blah. But the state, your state, where you live in the US, province in Canada, your countries around the world, many of these countries in the last 15, 20 years have legalized a whole bunch of what used to be illegal activities to turn it into tax generation. And this is the game that continues on. And so one day, and I'm waiting, I don't know why, but Biden hasn't yet done the one thing that will guarantee a landslide reelection. One thing, that's all he has to do. And I don't know what he's waiting for. I have no idea. The one thing that Biden needs to do is what Trudeau did in Canada 10 years ago: legalize cannabis federally. That's all you got to do. Just legalize cannabis, and he'll get elected in a landslide. Because 80-year-olds, 70-year-olds, 60-year-olds, 50-year-olds, all the way down to teenagers, all love cannabis. Whether it's medical or whether it's for recreational use is irrelevant. It is pervasive. It is at every level of society. The NBA and the Players Association for the NBA have made their latest contract. Included in the contract, no testing for cannabis is allowed for NBA players. NBA players are allowed to use cannabis without any repercussions from the NBA. They're way ahead of the curve, these guys. The whole United States society is so stuck between this, should we or should we not. All Biden has to do is legalize weed, legalize cannabis, and I bet you he'll get 5% more votes than he would otherwise get, which will bury anyone else because the clown show is so fractured. There's nobody there to stop it. And do you think that Trump is going to allow legalized weed with all of his religious Bible thumpers over here? DeSantis and his pure white is the only way to go forward in this country? Come on, give me a break. No, the reality here is that if the Democrats were to legalize weed during this term through a presidential order, and or he promises it, he says, I'm legalizing weed, I'm going to sign a presidential order, and I will run it through Congress and the Senate the minute we're elected. Just vote Democratic and you got it. I bet you he'll get it. I really do. I don't think the scare tactics will work anymore from the Bible thumpers that it used to work in Reagan's years, in Ronnie Reagan's years and George Bush years. Oh gosh, the anti-drug legalization lobby. Oh boy, did they have that thing going on. It was just so stupid. And yet, what is it? 90% of Americans support the legalization of cannabis. I don't know what more you need. I don't know. Why do you keep going into your political nonsense all the time? Like I say, we did it in Canada 10 years ago, and we're just fine. But they do warn us in Canada, if you're going to the States, don't take any of your medical marijuana with you, because here at the U.S. border, you're going to have a problem. Anyway, there it is. It's just available, and it's on the silver platter. I just don't understand how America doesn't legalize cannabis. I don't get it. And countries in Europe are all over the map on this. It's a hopscotch thing. This gal, this basketball playing female who got arrested in Russia because of her cannabis residual thing from her inhaler, had to become an international incident. Really, man, we haven't got problems in this world. Cannabis is the problem. Is that the problem? Really? Cannabis? Come on. I'm not a cannabis user, by the way. I've never been into it, never cared, don't have it. But I don't judge others on it either. It's your call. You're an adult, you make your own move. But geez, it just is so archaic. What is blowing me away in 2023, 50 years after I graduated high school, how archaic we still are in certain areas of this world. It just blows my mind. And yet In Canada, we tax cannabis, we tax gambling, we 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 smoking we've taxed to the roof, and yet it's still legal. Drinking, you want to buy a bottle of booze in Canada, it's a damn fortune, and yet it's still legal. The governments of this country make so much money on vice activities, and that's how we balance our budgets. It's incredible. The two-faced part of it just blows my mind. Anyway, there you have it. Thank you for your adult views on cannabis, Uncle Bruce. Oh, you're more than welcome. More than welcome. Anyway, yeah, sure. Russia has laws, of course. Yes, Russia has laws. You got to respect them. Hey, I agree. Don't be an idiot and fly into Moscow with medical marijuana on you. I would recommend not to do that. That would be a good idea. I would also recommend not to go to other countries like Singapore. Don't be going to Singapore with any doobies on you. Oh man, are you in for a lifetime of hurt? I mean, come on. They just had an execution last week. A female prisoner was executed in Singapore for not even touching heroin. I think she was convicted of conspiracy to traffic heroin. She was put to death. Just just a little safety tip for you. Don't be breaking laws of other countries. Yeah, but boy, when will we as a world wake up? We won't. It's stupid. It continues. Stupid is as stupid does, and it continues on. Anyway, welcome all to the program. 123 thumbs ups. Thank you. Appreciate it. Welcome all to the show, and thank you for being here. It's great to have you. And like I say, another fun day coming up. We're gonna be a little lower today, but I don't know if we're gonna be really bad lower. I'm not so sure if that's really going to happen or not. Sure don't see a bloodbath happening in this market right now. Thank you again, those of you who are members of this channel. I appreciate it. It's great to have you here. The best members on YouTube are right here. Doesn't get any better than this, and I thank you all for your support of this old man, the YouTuber, with his opinions. They're just my opinions, folks. I don't write the laws. I'm just telling you what I think. Agree, disagree. It's okay. It's all right. No problem. Welcome to the party. 125 thumbs ups. Thank you, kids, very, very much. If you can find that thumbs up button today, please nail it. We got 6 minutes to go before we open it. Let's see if we can hit 200 thumbs ups yet again today. We did hit 260, 270 yesterday, which was pretty darn good. Thank you. That's one of the better thumbs up numbers we've had in quite a while. If you're able to find the thumbs up button this morning and nail it, help us out with a bit of positive momentum. Right on. Thank you. If you think cannabis should not be legalized, hit the thumbs up button. If you think cannabis should be legalized, hit the thumbs up button. That way your opinion counts. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. There you go. Nazareth, 120. Better yet, don't fly to Moscow at all. I agree with that. I would stay really out of there. Honestly, a bunch of potheads in your area are way better than a bunch of drunk heads. I'm not angry with the connoisseur in both cases, or at least use it smart. Yeah, people think that there are potheads all over Calgary because it's legal here. Good luck finding potheads. I mean, yeah, there are people who abuse beer. They abuse ice cream. They abuse riding a bike to the nth degree. They abuse cannabis. Sure. There are vodka drinkers. There are alcoholics. We got them. You got them. They're everywhere. But are we drowning in this city, in this country, with addicted cannabis users? I mean, are we dysfunctional here? No. You'd be shocked if you came into this city. And I were to take you for a drive around town to where some of the cannabis stores are, you'd be shocked. There's a bank over there, and there's a dry cleaner over there, cannabis store over there, there's a barber over there, grocery store over there, there's pharmacy over there. And there is no lineup to get in. There's no cop cars everywhere. It is boring. It is boring. You go into a cannabis store and it's well lit, well ventilated, and you got the staff behind the counter that are kind of your age or older. You're 35 years of age. You walk in to a cannabis store, and you might be serviced by a 55-year-old employee. How can I help you? Well, I need this for I got a sore elbow, or I fell on my shoulder. I got a lot of inflammation here, or I'm just suffering from stress. I can't sleep very well. We might have something for you here in the cannabis department. It's amazing. It is. It's just so. It is so opposite of what we were fed for 25 years of propaganda from governments and police services. The amount of bullshit propaganda that was shoved down the throats of my generation. I remember when I was 17, I could smell reefer. I could smell the jazz cigarettes being enjoyed because the university kids were doing it. And the 20-something-year-old kids working already, 30-year-olds were doing it. The Woodstockers were doing it. And we were fed all this propaganda about our hair falling out and our eyelashes falling off and our noses would not work anymore. And this wouldn't happen. And it would be just disaster after disaster. You would be ruined for the rest of your life. Once you touch this stuff, you're screwed up forever. For 20, 30 years, we got this crap, and politicians got reelected every 2 or 4 years on the same propaganda crap messages until just lately when the public's going, you're full of crap. Because some of us are approaching our 80s. I'm approaching 70. There are 80 and 90-year-olds going, you're full of crap. It's garbage. This cannabis is not an issue. It's amazing. And yet there are 20-year-old zealots, 40-year-old, 50-year-old zealots against it who just, the Lord will condemn you forever in hell if you ever touch this. Give me a freaking break. Unbelievable. Anyway, there it is. Yeah, we're stuck in Nixon's paranoia-based war on drugs. We lost that war before it even started. No kidding. Yep. What can I say? Yeah, cannabis was an excuse just to detain an American. Absolutely. Absolutely. By the way, 2 minutes before Larry opens, I can't wait. I want to get off this topic. Looking forward to trading. Let's see what happens. I just want you guys to get richer, enjoy your lives, be left alone, not to be hassled. That's all I want for you. Good times. It's all good. Let you as an adult figure out what's best for you, but don't tell me what's best for me. I appreciate that. Okay. Anyway, thank you all for being here today and joining in with the show, hanging out with the old man here as I rant and I rave. 135 thumbs ups. Thank you very much for tolerating me today and being here so far. I hope today's markets take very good care of you. You deserve the best of the best of the best. And, let's just see if we can see it happen. That would be just terrific. We're about to open. Larry, I suspect, has hit the bells. He has. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it very much. All righty. Let's get ready to rumble, says Deep Value Investing. I want to rock. Let's go, baby. The bells, the bells, the bells. I want to rock. Yeah, man. Thank you, kids, for being here. It's so good to see you. And let's have some fun and get some dough coming through here. And yeah, man, let's go. Let's go. Lovely, 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 lovely. I think is this the old emoji for I want to rock? I can't remember. I can't see it very well. It's so tiny. Thank you, everybody. What is that right there? Is that the cowbell? More cowbell? There it is. More cowbell. I need more cowbell. Here we go. Here's more cowbell. Thank you, everyone, for popping in here. And don't forget to honor them Knights of Knee out there. Constantine, thank you for 135. We're at 135 thumbs ups and counting. Thank you, Constantine. You're there for me. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Neat. We're open. Here, let's go. Make some money. Get richer, everybody. Deep value options. More cowbell. I need more cowbell. Neat. You gotta love it. Nothing wrong with throwing a couple of curling rocks in there and a little bit of the old zzz market too. Zzz, 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 zzz. So much fun, everybody. Thank you all for being here. Like butter. That's what it is, Hector. That's right. Like butter. That's right. Making money like hot knife through soft butter. Let's go, kids. Thank you all. Join into the party. Let's have some fun. Let's see what's going on. All right. 137 thumbs ups and counting. All right. Go, baby, go. We're up 25 on the Dow from what I can see here. We were down all morning. So what's going on? I don't know. Is the Dow only partially open? Probably that's what it is. We'll find out in another 2 or 3 minutes really what the Dow is doing. We'll see the numbers. SoFi 1087 at the moment. The low of the day 1075. We get a dip here. Cash secured puts should be written. And see if we get another little pop from that. That'll be kind of nice. Beautiful. We're down 15 on the S&P. We're down 85 on NASDAQ, but we're up 50 on the Dow. It's a mixed bag market. Go figure. Oil down 68 cents to $81.12. All right. There you go. And Lorraine is saying it's legal in New York. The mayor opened many stores. One place already made $2 million in 6 months. Hey, street dealers are making $2 million in 6 months. Why not stores that pay taxes? Hey, I think it's great. I think that having it legalized and having the city, the state, and the country earn a revenue from the cannabis activity, fantastic. And if it employs hundreds of thousands of employees across each of the countries that all pay income tax and can get car loans and can get mortgages and buy furniture and go on vacations and fund their children, yeah, let's go. Yeah, this is okay. I'm okay with it. It's an activity happening as it is. Let's bring it out from the shadows. Larry, Titus, thank you for all the emojis, buddy. Thank you for being here today. We're up 59 on the Dow. We're only down 15 on S&P. We're down 85 still on NASDAQ. 0.6%, almost 2/3 of a percentage point drop on NASDAQ. 1/3 of a percentage point drop on S&P, but a 0.2% gain on the Dow. 72 points gained on the Dow right now. So there you go. It's a mixed start. Welcome to August. It's a new month. A whole lot of bonuses were paid at the end of July. Now a whole bunch of money managers have to make money in August. And so here we begin with a bunch of adjustments in portfolios, and the guesswork begins. What do I buy? What do I sell? And why? There you go. Giddy up. Flint Creek, not only that it should be allowed to be grown for personal use. In Canada, I think you're allowed to grow 2 plants or 4 plants per household. You're allowed to grow cannabis in your backyard in Canada. It's legal. Go figure. Yeah. Has it created all kinds of problems? Nope. Bobby, I enjoy growing it myself better than a veggie garden. Well, there you go. Knock yourself out. Like I say, it's a legal activity and no one cares. There are no protests anywhere. There are no people walking with signs up and down Main Street complaining about cannabis in Canada. It's a nothing burger. Nothing burger. And we look around the rest of the world going, what's wrong with you guys? Wake up. Smell the coffee. Come on. All right, there it is. Welcome all. 56-point gain to 75-point gain. I don't know what to believe. The market's up on the Dow. The Dow is up. Can I say 1095 now on SoFi, down 50 cents. The low of the day, 1075. The high of 1108. The Dow's up 78 points, climbing. It's going higher. S&P only down 9. It's getting better. The NASDAQ down 81. It's improving. So an initial sell and now a buy wave right off the bat. Okay. What else? Let's outlaw coffee and nicotine too. That'll make everyone righteous for sure. I got 13 ladies in my backyard, says Bobby. Lorraine, a personal growing will cut into the state taxes. Yep, that's true. As Blair, I learned that a lot of dangerous people lose without cannabis a lot of daily money. Most aggressive drugs that at least are used by party people. Cops can catch them at weekend easier than, I guess. Bobby, 6 plants, Uncle Bruce. I got 6. Okay. Again, I don't grow this stuff. I live in an apartment. I travel. You know, I'm out of the loop. Okay, but I don't oppose any of this. Congrats, everyone, and enjoy. It's all good. Nvidia down 293. Matterport is down 5 cents. SoFi is now at 1072. So we're back to the lows of the day. Volume on SoFi to start the morning is 10 million shares, where yesterday at this time we were at, what, 40 million? A little quieter. We'll see if this lasts very long before we see another pop higher. Rocket Lab 728 down 9. GameStop is down 34 cents. AI is down 93 to 4107. I think Iron Condor people are happy about AI going down 93 cents this morning. Smart Rent down a penny. Owens Corning up $1. ATIP is down 13 cents. Unity is down 50. Tesla down 3.25. Apple is up 9 cents. Google down 145. Moderna at 115.90, down 177. I know a guy on Moderna. He has some Moderna situations there. I think he should be happy. Cisco is up 53 cents. Pfizer is down 25 cents, even though they came out with lower forecasts. The stock's only down a quarter at this point. Anyway, we'll see how it plays out. IBM 144.23, up 5 cents. HPQ down 8. Microsoft is down $1.65 at 334.27. ME 184 down 8 cents, had hit $2 the other day. Amazon down 90 cents. Iron Condor players are happy here. What else is going on? Spire 68.5 cents. Home Depot up 19 cents. Vanik Semiconductors down $1. Netflix down 5.27. Adobe down $1.88. Iron Condor people are happy there. Goldman down 35. Boeing up 229. Meta, the old Facebook, up 187 to 316.73. Target down 171. JP Morgan down 42 cents. Costco up 94. Walmart is up 2 cents. Disney is up 39 cents. And American Airlines down 41. DraftKings down 45. Speaking of online gambling, DraftKings, $31 stock. Who would have thought 10 years ago, 20 years ago, gambling stocks on sports bets would be publicly traded companies? Who would have thought? How many jobs has DraftKings created directly and indirectly, and all the others that do this? Hundreds of thousands of jobs, hundreds of thousands. How many billions of dollars has Nevada made since 19 whatever on sports betting? How many children have earned high school and college degrees out of Nevada because of gambling on sports? And how many zillions of dollars are those kids paying in taxes now that they're making money? Since the 60s, 70s, 80s, a lot. Anyway, while New Jersey had police services cracking down on sports betting, Nevada was flourishing with its children going to schools and getting college degrees. And the city building in Vegas expressways and a big airport and all these hotels, and a whole lot of money made by the state of Nevada. What can I say? It is what it is. Matterport down a nickel. At the moment, not much happening. The Dow is up 59 now. S&P down 9. NASDAQ down 73. Caterpillar stock surges 4.6% into record territory to pace the Dow's gainers. U.S. stocks kick off August mostly down at the open after the S&P 500's 5 straight months of gains. Well, wouldn't it be reasonable to have a flat month on the S&P 500, or to be down 3% for the month? That wouldn't be unreasonable. 5 straight months of gains. I mean, come on. I don't know. SoFi 1106 on SoFi. We've just popped up here dramatically. I think we're at the high of the day. I think SoFi is at the high of the day. 12.9 million. The high of the day 1110. We're 1104, 1105. Yeah, we're up here. We're pushing the highs of the day around on SoFi. Is the sell wave over? Hello. Interesting how this can go, isn't it? Isn't that something? Very interesting. Anyway, there you go. What else is a JR? In California, people can grow 6 plants for medical use. We get in trouble when we start selling, though. Splair auto flower can go quickly without a lot of time investment. Chris, put in Apple Iron Condor, Uncle Bruce, for Friday. Up $3,000 for credit. Hopefully, we'll close it out in the money. Right on. JR, Uncle Bruce, I posted pics of my new office to your email. Okay. Flint, stock markets and weed with Uncle Bruce. Bobby, DKNG is coming back down as well. I came for the stock advice. I stayed because I'm high and I don't want to. I don't want to leave. I don't know how to leave. I think that might be most of you. I don't know. How many of you are having a libation inside your coffee? Since you're working from home and you don't have to go out, how many of you are watching me enjoying a cup of tea or a cup of coffee with a little bit of an added booster going on in there? I mean, how many of you really? I don't know. I'm not telling. Don't ask, don't tell. How about that? SoFi 1092 again. Here we go on SoFi. Giddy up, everybody. Cindy, I wrote my first Iron Condor on Tesla for the 18th of August expiry. Shorts between 240 and 300. Nice going. Cindy B, congratulations. Welcome to the party. Love this. Tesla right now is sitting at 264.62, down 281, and you don't care. You got to love this. Fantastic, Cindy. You're getting richer by the minute. Splair, I always miss the best. Flint Creek, raising my hand. Splair, have a funny day, everybody. Colton, a cup of coffee on cannabis. JR, oops, Mountain Lakes would be a beautiful place to meet and greet. But I don't know if there's a large conference center space there, and it's a bit of a drive from Newark. Flint Creek, I am a wake and bake kind of girl. I'm a wake and bake kind of girl. Splair, I do, but not the hard stuff. It's for the late evening, my friends. Nazareth, that 11:50 short on SoFi from yesterday was walk down to 11 today. That's what this looks like to me, says Nazareth. Alberto, bagels and blunts with Bruce. DQ 146 drive-by thumbing here, Bruce. You're at 146 thumbs ups. Thank you all. 148 now. They're coming in. Thanks, guys. Lorraine, I don't care about it. I can't stand the smell, and it's screwing up the young people's brains. I don't mind them legalizing it because it would keep a certain population out of jail. The other thing about the product is you can have the gummy bears. You can have the edibles, like brownies and stuff. And there's no smell. There's none of that. It's up to you guys. The propaganda I remember was whenever a local news station would talk about the possibility of legalizing cannabis, the image that would be shown to Canadians again and again and again would be from Woodstock, from 40 years ago, 50 years ago. Long-haired guy like Forrest Gump running for 3 years, that long hair Forrest had and the long beard, and then pulling a doobie with all kinds of smoke in here. That would be the image of cannabis that was hit to us for 50 years is what we were propagandized on. That was nonstop. And the cannabis industry is going, we can't stop these television stations from constantly showing these images of 1969, 1975. What are you gonna do? You walk into a cannabis store and you can't believe this is a cannabis store? They sell this stuff here? Really? Where are all the potheads? The ones that I saw on TV all my life, unbelievable. Splair, and for real, coffee and some perfectly fixing herbs. There you go. Bobby, coffee with pot, oil, honey is so yummy. Hector, Uncle Bruce, morning coffee without Bailey's is sacrilege. It's ridiculous. Then mostly later when Uncle Bruce is eating bagels, I get darn hungry. Touch grass so much. Yes, Flint Creek, bagels and blunts. Colton, I've never found Uncle Bruce unless I got high and went down the YouTube rabbit hole. That's the only time I would have never found him unless. Dude, how many edibles is too many edibles? These iron condors are starting to fly around the ceiling here. For real, I want to go to Canada because of the infused water, for example, from Quatra water. I have no idea what he's talking about. I don't know what that means. All right, I'm out, says Flair. As Flint, I use a chocolate THC for sleep, and it's lights out for 8 hours. But otherwise, I enjoy smoke over edibles. There you go. Karen, I started 2 iron condors on Apple II for August 11th. I made $220, got 220 credit. Which numbers are we looking at for the range again on Apple? It's up to you. What do you think the low and high should be? Take a peek. We're at 196.50 right now, up 11 cents. What should it be? 160 to 220, 170 to 210, 130 to 230. What you decide and go from there. Well done on the Iron Condor move, everybody. Congratulations. We're up 58 on the Dow. For those of you, too high to read the numbers, I'll just tell you we're up 58, 65 on the Dow now, down 11, 12 points on S&P, down 83 on NASDAQ. That's what I see from around here. NVIDIA down 398, SoFi down 65 to 1080, Rocket Lab 719 down 18 cents, GameStop down 45, AI down 61 cents. So a little negative on most of the stocks we're following here. The question is, will it last? And is it all that serious? It doesn't look it, but we seem to be doing all right. I think Iron Condor creators around here are having a wonderful time, and I congratulate you. Welcome to the party, pal, and let's enjoy a lovely day. Why not have you guys get richer? What's wrong with that? Let's take a look here. Oh, that's a nice photo there, my friend JR. These are nice shots. Wow, these are beauties. They're pretty big though. Life is good as an asset manager. The second pick is a closer shot of the lake at Mount Lakes, New Jersey. This is nice. This is really, really pretty. I'm not sure. Can I actually work this? Hang on a second. Let's see if I can work this. I don't know. Let me see. What can I do here? Maybe I can do something like this. Maybe I can, and maybe I can't. I don't know. And let's try that again. And let's see if we can do maybe something like this. Again, you're witnessing an absolute moron when it comes to someone doing anything technical. So don't mind me as I try to upload this photo to show everybody out there. I'll see if this works. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I'm going to find out in just a second here. I have to go over here. I have to go over there. And I have to go there, and I have to do that. And will this work? I don't know. Let's take a look. Oh, there we go. Not bad. Okay, let me do this. Let me get the comment out of there. And there is there where it says stink down below. There's me. Hi everybody. Okay, well there's a partial picture of this beautiful lake scene. Isn't that gorgeous? Nice going, pal. Beautifully done. Let's see if I can do any better. I don't know if I can do any better on anything else. See if I can work this at all. Can this be saved any way or form? Let's try this, and then let's try something else. I'm going to try another method to import another photo from our friend JR and see if I have any luck whatsoever, because I usually don't. This might work. This might not work. Hang on a second. JR, let's see what this one looks like. There it is. It's a it's a vertical shot from your computer there and out to the lake in the background. That's a pretty shot. But on my email, it looks like a portrait photo. So yeah, I'm not that good at it. Here's what I've done with this one. Here's what I've done with this one. Okay, so now let me do one more thing. I'll try one more thing for JR here with JR's photo. I don't know if I can do this. I really don't know if I can work this or not. Let's see. If I go like that, and then I go like that, probably not. I can probably only do this. Because I don't know what I'm doing. Of course, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to upload now this photo right here. This is the same photo you just saw. So we're gonna go from this shot to this shot. There you go. That's as good as I can make it. JR is pretty nice, man. This is pretty nice stuff. That is called called working from home. That is called being your own asset manager. Is that the objective from this channel? Is that you can do that? Well, then I say, well done. I say, good on you. I don't think there's a problem here. Well pulled off, my friend. Yeah, don't mind me. I'm having trouble finding my comments, and I don't even use that stuff. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Amy, Truist Securities adjusted SoFi target to $16 from 11. There you go. We're at 1087 on the stock right now. That's a good comment. Thank you, Amy. Clay, every analyst is coming out with joke analysis for SoFi now. Get a load of this dishonest Wedbush hack. Wedbush, an analyst, reiterates SoFi Techs with an underperform and maintains a $3 target on the stock. What a joke. If it would be lovely to hang out there and just relax this player. Amy Clay, except the Truist was raised. Marcus, number 152 on thumbs up. Flint Creek, let them artificially deflate SoFi. Sell high. I am churning some cheap SoFi options, and these wild swings make it a day trade festivus for the rest of us. J.R. Alker, Bruce Tasty has lists of different kinds of stocks. So I checked out a semiconductor index called ASML. It's a $710 stock, setting up ISCs, Iron Condor on stocks this expensive allows me to be more. And here we go. We'll get the update in just a second. Fantastic stuff. Well done, everybody, and congratulations on what you're up to. This is cool. This is just so great. Yeah, funny, isn't it? On SoFi, maintaining a $3 target price on a company now that is approaching $2 billion a year in gross revenues, 6.5 million active users, 18 plus billion in loan origination. I mean, stupid is as stupid as. I don't know. What can I tell you? How dumb, real dumb. These guys are legally allowed to do this. This is legal to be allowed to do this. And there you go. I have no other words. There are no words. There are no other words. 154 thumbs ups, everybody. The Knights of Knee say thank you and neat to all of you out there. Way to go. JR says right here, he's saying, let's see here. This allows me to be way out of the money and still put in 580 contract and only use 590 in buying power. I'll send you a screenshot so you can analyze and comment. Right on, JR. Thank you, everybody. Testing. I would say I would buy so much SoFi at $3. I'll buy the company. I hear you there, guys. It's unbelievable. SoFi right now, 1084, down 61 cents. This is the not the low of the day. The low of the day, 1070, 18 million traded today on SoFi. That's what I got right now. The Dow's up 77. We got a 9-point drop on S&P and a 79-point on NASDAQ. Yeah. We got so much to watch. You'll be reading all kinds of comments on SoFi going forward, all kinds of analytical reports. The one that's going to get the press is the moron that says it's going to go to $3. The guy saying it's going to 16, no one will cover that guy because it's boring. We love talking about controversy and bad things. And, I need eyeballs. Not a lurker, 154 thumbs up. Good morning. We'll catch up on the rerun. Thank you, my friend. Clay, David, whatever, is definitely an institution hatchet, man. There is no way a person like that is actually listened to for analysis. His income isn't coming from publication. Again, we're paying attention to him. What can I say? 1080 on SoFi, Nvidia down $6, Matterport down 7 cents, the Dow up 86 points. The Dow is going higher. It's going higher. There you have it. Rocket Lab down 16 at 720. We've got GameStop down 44. So cash secured put writers, get ready to take on positions and enjoy another rally, I guess. If the stock market is only going to give up a little bit, we'll see what happens. AI down $1 at 40.95, looking okay. For those of you into iron condors, things are looking okay. Tesla down 474, Apple up 11 cents, Google up 64 cents, Microsoft down $1, Amazon is down 96 cents. No problem here. No problem. Adobe down 270. No trouble for in Iron Condor land at all on any of those quotes. Well done, everyone. 1077 now on SoFi, 1078 at this moment in time. JetBlue stock tumbles after earnings. They're talking about not making as much money as they thought in the third and fourth quarter. That's JetBlue with record travel. Even JetBlue, low-cost carrier, don't think we're going to make as much money as we thought. Go figure how that works. Interesting stuff. Right on, everybody. Welcome to the party and welcome to the show today. It's great to have you here. I gotta say, pretty cool photos. Thanks, JR. I appreciate those. My new office, life as good as an asset manager. I love that. Thank you all. And there we go. There we go. Excellent stuff. All right, just checking out some comments here. Right on. And there we go. Whoo-wee. There it is. Right on. We'll take a look at that in a bit. And 157 thumbs ups. Thank you, guys. And here we have it. Home skill at number 144. And we're pushing 155, 56. Thanks, guys. All right. Love it. Keep those coming in. 1077 on your SoFi. Down 69.70 cents today. With a volume on SoFi today of 19.7 million. We might do 60 million today, not 200, not 210. No way. We'll see about that. I sent you a screenshot of that IC on ASML. Thank you, my friend, the Iron Condor. I see that email coming in. I'll study that a little later, my friend. I thank you. And Caterpillar, Cisco leading the Dow higher, 93-point gain right now on the Dow Jones. We're only down 8 points on S&P, 84 on NASDAQ. Will these two markets all three be different, or will they all become the same as the day goes on? We'll find out. So far, it's a mixed bag of a market at the moment. That's what I see with it all. There you go. I saw something interesting the other day. It was a YouTube video. It was one of those YouTube videos that are those those shorts that last less than 60 seconds, and it was done by I don't remember his name, but you've seen him a million times on television over the years. He's a fellow that is sort of the science guy. It's not Bill Nye, the science guy, but he talks about people who think the Earth is flat, or he talks about moon landings, and he mentioned something about the light bulb, just something basic about the light bulb. And he's telling us that the regular light bulb we've used for 100 years, the incandescent light bulb, he says that bulb, we pour through that bulb a lot of wattage and ampage, a lot of electricity. He says, but the reality is most of the energy given off by the light bulb, we don't see it because we're not able to see in infrared. We only see a certain spectrum of light that we recognize as light. So, but the bulb is pushing out all kinds of wattage. He said, but when you buy one of these new light bulbs that are energy efficient type of bulbs, he says you'll notice how they talk about how much less energy you're using to operate this bulb. because it only issues light in a spectrum we can see. It doesn't issue all the other spectrums. And he said this is why these new bulbs versus the old bulbs are 90% more efficient. We only use enough electricity to light that bulb for what we need it for. We don't pour all kinds of electricity into the entire spectrum of light, which is useless to us. And I thought, boy, that makes sense. Doesn't that make sense? This bulb could have been made law 20 years ago. We could have made this mandatory in all new homes being built, all commercial property. You'd have a 5-year window. You've got to convert. Mandatory. We never did it. And we're still going through the slow motion process of using these bulbs that are so much more efficient. They don't give off heat. They don't give off heat. It's incredible how slow we are as a species to get with the bloody program. It blows my mind. And then there are people who fight these regulations because they have investments in the old companies and they don't want the new companies to put them out of business. Of course. It's amazing, isn't it? That bulb is banned now, says Cindy. Sell my house. The new light bulb sucks. Cindy, they are no longer allowed to sell it. Neil, Neil, the glass guy. Yeah, Neil, that guy. He just, video after video after video of these 30 to 60 second clips exist talking about different stuff like moon landings. Apparently, the conspiracy theorists were saying that how is it that when we see the video from 1972 with man on the moon and driving in the buggy or whatever, we don't see stars in the sky on the moon. It's just black. That means it's faked, right? That means it's faked. And so then he was saying, well, if you're on the moon, like the astronauts, you'll notice that they had those screens in front of their faces. When they lifted their screens, you could see their faces in the suit, but they would always keep it down because the amount of light coming from the sun onto the moon was unfiltered. There was no atmosphere to take the harmful UV rays out and the glare. He said the cameras of 1970, the video type cameras they were using in 1970 were so primitive that they had to close the aperture. They had to the lens had to close in to not have all this light come in. Otherwise, it would just be a white blur. You wouldn't see anything. But by closing down the aperture, you could actually see the guys, and you could see the spaceship, and you could see the rocks and stuff. You see, you're talking about quality of camera that is so bad that there was no way you would see the stars because the stars were so faint compared to the sun's glare. You can't see the stars with the camera. You could with the human eye, and you could with a Pentax high quality camera, but not with the video cameras of the day. He said that's why we didn't see these faintly imaged galaxies and stars up in space. It's kind of like being on Earth when you're in a big city and you look up at the sky and go, oh yeah, there's a lot of stars out tonight. But then when you're in the country and you look up and go, wow, look at all those stars out tonight. Whoa, there must be a clear night tonight. It's the same night. It's just as many stars as always. You just can't see them because of the ambient light around you. Anyway, he makes so much sense. Sometimes he makes too much sense. Sell my house fast in Upper Marlboro. We fight the regulations because we don't want to be told what to do. It has nothing to do with investments. I want the government to leave me alone. That's right. I have the right to waste as much electricity as I want with these manufacturers that are here to just make a bunch of money selling me crap that I don't need. I want the right. Oh my gosh. What can I say? The best way to do it is to have a scenario where when you buy the bulb, there's a $5 tax on each bulb. It's not illegal for you to buy it, but there's a $5 tax on it. You want to buy that cheap bulb, you pay the $5 in tax, and then pay the electric company for that bulb. If you buy the new design bulb, 20 different manufacturers now make it, it's going to be cheaper. Maybe that's the only way to do it. I don't know. Just asking. I'm just an old man. All I can say is, whoa, man, says dude. Insane to think they could have faked it. Even a sniff of fakery, Russia would have called them out on it. JR, wow, Tesla spreads are only 5-10 cents wide. Liquidity, man. Yes, indeed. The liquidity is right on heavily traded contracts. Very good liquidity. That's the best part about being involved in iron condors on heavily traded stock. Yeah, the options have a tight spread. It's the way you want it. Absolutely. Yep. Nope. Can't get them even at a higher price. Can't get them. Well, there you go. Yeah. What was it? I can't remember if it was George Carlin or whether it was Norm Macdonald or it was one of these comics that was talking about how to cure gun violence in the world. It was something like just put a tax on each bullet for $100 a bullet. So you can buy a bullet for $1 plus $100 tax, $101 a bullet. I can't remember who did it. It might have been Richard Carlin. It might have been George Carlin. No, not George. I'm thinking the African American guy who was in
Just randomly throwing.
who was in trading places. He was with Gene Wilder. Richard Pryor may have been the comic who said it. So that's how you solve gun violence. Just make the bullets so expensive you can't afford them. The shots you hear in the middle of the night will be few and far between because these guys can't afford to just blow off a bunch of bullets into the air.
Yeah,
And that would make sense. Anyway, whatever. How you doing, Auntie Jen? How you doing today? Chris Rock. Touchgrass says it was Chris Rock. I think you're right. It was Chris. I couldn't remember exactly who that was. Cindy B. Chris Rock. Richard Carna. Good morning, Auntie Jen. IR Aaron. Chris Rock said that. Thank you, everybody. Everybody knows. He's right.
These guys know.
He makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah, just charge more for bullets. Bullet control, says Touchgrass. It's not gun control. It's just bullet control. Good morning, Jen from Amy. Good morning.
Well, it came in. You want to buy bullets, you have to go to the police station, tell them what you want it for, and then they'll give you how many they think you need.
That's right. There would be.
And if you don't need them all, you take them back.
That's right. So you'd go to the police station in the Cayman Islands, and your gun would be a registered gun. You'd be allowed to have it. And you go, I need bullets. Oh, what do you need them for? I need to shoot a groundhog in my property or, vermin on my property. I have a farm with cows and these damn
vermin. Yes.
Okay, here's 6 bullets. And you can use them in the next week. And next week, bring back unused bullets. If you can knock off the vermin with 2 bullets, bring back the 4 you don't need. Or let us know you shot off all 6.
Yeah, we'll come get them.
Or we'll just come and we'll come and pick them up. And nobody complained. Everyone, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What we didn't have is you didn't have a young guy go into the police station and say, I need 6 bullets. Oh, what for? I want to kill my best friend. He's an asshole. Yeah. I'm sorry, we can't issue those.
We need to keep the little woman under control.
Yeah, I need to keep the little woman under control. Can I have a couple of bullets? No, sorry. She was here last week, by the way. She also was asking
the same thing.
We said no to her too. So just so you know. You're not going to get killed with a gun. Okay, now does she use knives when she cooks? Watch out.
There you go.
The murder rate in the Cayman Islands is almost non-existent. Actually, yeah.
You got to do it up close and personal.
60,000 people live on the Cayman Islands, and no one seems to get shot there.
I think it's harder to do when you have to do it up close and personal.
Yeah, when you have to strangle somebody or stab them and not be able to shoot them from a distance.
I don't think it's as easy as they say on TV.
That's right. Yeah. So
TV would never lie to me.
Gun murders in the Cayman Islands are not a factor.
So how what's happening? How's the market? What's going on? What's shaking?
Well, we've been watching all kinds of stuff.
A little dip.
We're also talking about the legalization of cannabis too. Oh, that's a big topic around here.
Well, as a country, we did not go to hell.
We did not.
Depending on who you talk to.
Oh, well, I guess that's right.
Yes.
Dude, good morning, Auntie Jen. My dad used to make the family have sing-alongs to Stan Rogers on car trips.
Oh, I love Stan Rogers.
You know she loves Stan Rogers.
We got to see him, I think, 3 times.
Yeah, we saw him at the Calgary Folk Club.
We were very, very lucky.
Way back when. Deuce Caboose, I was given I was green on SoFi for one day. Back to reality. It was beautiful while it lasted. I'm number 161. We're at 1081 on the stock. We were as
Okay.
low as 1070. We're down 63
So
cents.
is this profit
We-
taking?
a
Is this
bit.
shorting? What's going on?
Everything. We had a couple of analysis come out today.
Oh, good.
One security firm, Truist Securities, they came out with an upgrade saying 11 was the former target price.
Yeah.
The new target price 16.
60.
16.
Oh,
$16 a
16.
share from 11
Okay.
to 16.
okay.
Then the guy who originally said
The
it would be a
$3.
$2.50 stock and
Yeah.
then he made it $3.
Yeah.
He came out today to
And?
say, I reiterate my same call, $3.
Wow.
Even after all the news,
Wow.
target price.
And what's his explanation?
He's an idiot.
Oh, no, but he doesn't give an explanation.
He probably does, but it obviously makes no sense.
Wow.
Yeah, $3. Flint Creek. I just remembered that I bought Uncle Bruce a gift I saw last night. Oh my God, you guys are going to love it. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
I suspect we're going to get
Were
a gift
you
in New
doing-
Jersey.
Were you doing a little like drunk online shopping at 2 a.m, Flint?
Flint Creek could have been. Who knows what Flint Creek does at 2 a.m? Larry Titus, good morning, Auntie Jen.
Good morning, Larry. Did you tell him what today is? Congratulations, Mr. Frommer. Another year.
Yeah. Is this a celebration?
Oh, man. Look, I have this, and it's heavy.
It's heavy and hard, and it'll work on you. Today is it our 47 years?
47 years.
Really?
47 years.
47 years ago.
When you say it out loud, it just seems
Yeah,
impossible.
47 years ago, Auntie Jen and
47
I
years?
moved in together.
How did that happen?
We shacked up together
Yeah.
47
Yeah.
years ago. Is it really 47 years? 76.
You didn't have to pay for the milk because you got the cow.
That's true.
That's what they
Cindy
used to
B,
say.
happy birthday, Uncle Bruce. No, it's
Oh,
not
no.
birthday. Flint
And,
Creek,
well-
stoned at 8 p.m. That's what's my problem. Cindy B, happy anniversary. It's not an anniversary, but
It is an anniversary.
47 years
It's
living
something that
together.
happens every year. And no
And
anniversary.
how long had we known each other when we moved in together? How long had it been?
Gosh. Just a minute. 2.5 months.
2.5 months. 10 weeks. We knew each other for 10 weeks and we moved in together. We'll just see how it works out. And it was August.
It's only for the sex.
And it was just for the sex. I mean, that's all it was. That's what everyone said. Oh, you guys are moving in together just for the sex. And so August 1, and we signed a 1-year lease.
Oh, by a guy who just couldn't keep the grin off his face.
Oh, yeah. We rented a 1-bedroom furnished apartment for $173 a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
And at the end of the year, I think it was 11
so
months.
good.
I think we had a 6-month deal, and then it was month to month after that. And the next June, on June 1st, the next year, we moved to Calgary.
That's right.
And
We stayed a year in Ontario so you could finish your school, and then we came back out here for me to finish mine.
yeah, I finished my last year of college in 76, 77, and then we moved out here so Jen could go back to university in September of 77 and go from there. And we got here, and Jen thought,
I need a job.
I think I'd rather have a job. And so she got a job. I had a job. We had our own apartment in downtown Calgary. Now, instead of living in a 3-story high apartment building in Kitchener, Ontario, we are in Calgary in a 40-story apartment building, the 25th floor, with a mountain view, a north view, and a swimming pool, and underground heated parking. $373 a month for a 2-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
We lived there for 3 years.
And the other bedroom was for you to fix clocks.
Yeah, we had a second 2 bedrooms, 1 bedroom sleeping. The other one was for my watch making and clock making stuff. And that was 77. And by 78, I started taking a securities course. And in July 79, I became a stockbroker.
Which
And-
meant it wasn't as noisy at noon and midnight.
Yeah, there weren't as many clocks going off at midnight every night because I wasn't repairing clocks anymore. And so it got a lot quieter in that unit. And so by 79, I was a broker. And by 1980, we moved into a really nice apartment building here in town because
Started rolling.
I'm a highfalutin stockbroker now, making nothing but money. We moved into an apartment building, very large apartment, much more expensive. And we had a Beamer, a BMW, and we had leather furniture in the living room, and we had payments.
Oh, yeah, payments. That's right. Welcome to payments.
We qualified for credit when we took advantage of that. And the highs and lows of the oil market and everything else. The 80s.
The 80s.
Wild economic
70s and
times.
80s, wild
God,
times.
God, it was crazy. And all the while, amassing the knowledge and the experience to just regurgitate back to you now in a hindsight kind of way. I can now talk to you about what's happening now with all the knowledge. Unbelievable. Yeah.
But even then, always you've had the calmness about you, that you're able to see a big picture.
Right.
Yeah. Had that calmness. So
I
the other guys would be running around the office with hair on fire, and you'd just be phoning your client saying, "Get off the ledge. You're fine.
It's okay. It's all right. We're fine.
We're fine.
I
took care of this before."
I saw so many clients of other brokers, and so many brokers destroy themselves financially. Brokers destroyed their careers. Clients lost all their dough. Just panicking. And we lived through crises after crises in the 80s and the 90s with all the nonsense of the world going on. And we just remained calm and said, this
too shall pass.
Because I looked at my mom and dad and went, you guys were kids during the Second World War and you survived. Because according to the movies, nobody survived the Second World War that lived in Germany or Poland. You all died, and yet you're fine.
Here you are.
So maybe if you could survive that, I think I can survive the 80s and the 90s. And here we are.
But could we survive the 80s hair and the 80s fashion?
Oh, well, there are photos out there that we're not sharing that do indicate some fashion faux pas.
And right now, I notice a lot of the hippy dippy, the wide-legged pants with the flowery insert on the jeans. It's very popular.
It's all come back.
Yes.
The 70s, the disco clothing is back.
That's right.
Clothing from the disco area.
You can only wear it once, so I already wore it.
There you go. Clothing from the 60s keeps making a return. Clothing from the 50s keeps coming around because the young kids think they're cool.
Well,
we stand out, so we're cool.
There's only so much you can do in fashion.
There's only so much you can. That's true.
So,
that is true.
The skirts go up, the skirts go down, the pants get skinny, the pants get wide. There's only so much you can do.
That is. Remain calm and carry on.
That's right.
There you
Remain
go.
Calm.
What do we got? Larry Titus, happy anniversary. Larry Titus, happy shack up anniversary.
That's right. It's a shack anniversary.
Richard Carlin, damn, that was easy. Clay Duskabuski, we're just finding a higher support level for SoFi now. I think the sub 9-10 days may be over. IR Aaron, so happy move-in anniversary.
Move in
anniversary. Yeah. Move in anniversary.
It was much easier moving then than it is now.
Oh my goodness.
So many fewer things.
Oh my gosh. Deep Value is asking, is JR still here? I need your help with TD. Someone's calling for help.
JR.
Yeah, those days.
JR, once a teacher, always a teacher.
That's right. 1976. Man, oh man.
Times were different.
It had only been a recent phenomena in the last maybe 5 to 10 years that couples were moving into apartments unmarried. That was
we still got the looks. It was common.
It was common, but we were still getting those from some people. You would get the look of, oh, you're living in sin, are you? Oh,
but your friend who got married, as we're standing there at the wedding surveying the present table, and he said to me, All you got was Bruce.
That's true. My best friend got married.
I didn't get any towels.
My best friend got married because his girlfriend was expecting. Wow, that never happened in the 50s, did it?
Yeah, it didn't make me get married.
It didn't make me get. That's right. And yeah, he said to me, I was his best man, and he had all the table of all these goodies. Yeah, you got a toaster.
Oh yeah.
You got a couple of frying
got the
pans.
crystal candlesticks.
You got some candlestick holders. Winner. You're a winner. Yeah, you're a winner.
Puts his arm around me, kind of patting me on the back. Yeah, all you got was Bruce.
All you got was Bruce. Look what I get. Oh, yeah. I know what you're getting in about 5 months from now.
Yeah.
You're getting something else.
And
no
then,
sleep. That's what you're getting.
And then a few years after that, you're getting a divorce.
A divorce. That's true. That did happen in my best friend's case.
Yeah.
Life. Welcome to life.
Oh, well, back to the market. I'm out of here. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Stay cool. Still real warm.
Indeed. Auntie Jen, thank you for popping by and saying hi. Yeah. Yoink. Such fun. All those years ago. And we're still here, still going strong. We did eventually get married, but it's because I got a job in the Cayman Islands, and we couldn't go there together as a non-married couple. I couldn't bring her with me, and yet we had a daughter. I could bring the daughter, but I couldn't bring the mother under my work permit. Unbelievable. That's since changed now in the Caymans, but in 1999, the Cayman Islands was still so backward and so dominated by the religious Bible thumpers. It was ridiculous. It was something, really something. But so we got hitched up, had a justice of the peace hitch us up, and we had the document now. Right? Are you happy? Oh, okay. Yeah, we're good. Yeah. What can I say? It was what it was, and it is what it is. And here we are. We're still kicking today. Folks, thank you so much for joining us today. 166 thumbs ups, a little fewer than yesterday. Not as many of you here because we just don't have as much drama in the market today, of course. And probably because you guys decided to talk politics today and you wouldn't leave me alone. You know, if you guys would stop talking politics, you'd give me more thumbs ups. You gotta stop it, you know. Oh, my goodness. I was just mentioning, by the way, yesterday on my other channel, Traveling with Bruce, that in 16 days from now, just a little over 2 weeks from now, will be my 6-year anniversary of being a YouTube creator. I started my other channel 6 years ago, August in 2017. Unbelievable. 6 years a creator. It's just been insane. I'm blown away by it. I had thought about being a YouTube creator for at least 2 years before I became a YouTube creator. I had been thinking about it, but I didn't know what to do. I had no idea what would I do on YouTube. I have no idea. Who would I talk to? Would anyone listen to what I have to say? And I was debating right up until I created my channel. Within a few weeks, should I talk about investing, or should I talk about travel, or should I talk about, I don't know what, because I didn't know what to call the channel. I didn't know what it was going to be about. I didn't know anything. I was just looking at all these YouTubers and YouTubes being done, and I was trying to figure out, well, what would I do? I'm in Creston, British Columbia, city of 5,000 people in the interior of British Columbia, having moved from Calgary there. I'm in Canada. What can I talk about that would interest anybody outside, anywhere? I had no idea what to do. And so I decided on travel. I figured I'll talk about all the traveling we've done over the 40 years we've been together, because at that time it was 40 years. And I started coming out with videos about our travels. I just started making videos. I was cranking out 2 a day. They were basic slideshows with a voiceover. That's all they were. And eventually, it was about the second week or third week, I was running out of ideas because I'd done my trips to Europe and to the States. I didn't know what else to do. I didn't have any more travels to talk about. And then I thought, oh, we've been on cruise ships. I should make a video about our cruise ship vacation. So I made a video about going on the Holland America Oosterdam ship from San Diego to Mexico and back. 1 week Mexican Riviera cruise. And put that video out on a Tuesday. And by Thursday, we had 200 views. I hadn't had a video with more than 30 views total in 2 weeks. And here was a video in 2 days. 200 views. I only had 15 subscribers. And all of a sudden, I'm getting subscribers because of this video. I thought, I'll make another cruise video. I'll make another one. And then I thought, I don't know what else to talk about. And I thought, why don't I just talk about cruise ships? I'll make videos about what's going on in the cruise business. And that's what I started to do. And the channel started to grow. Isn't that something? Then I went live. I started talking about cruise news live. And I went live daily about the travel business. Did that for a year and a half, 18 months live every day, including Saturdays. I was 6 days a week. I worked my ass off to get that channel going. And then this happened. You guys showed up. You game stoppers out there, desperate for information. I created this channel in 2020 because travel was banned and COVID stopped everything. So I thought I'll start a stock market channel and try to talk about the markets. And then January 2021, I went live. And here we are 2.5 years later, still going. The other channel, I'm only on live once a week now. Here I am live daily. So this one's taken over. And we got a whole bunch of folks here who can now travel where from proceeds from the market, where before you had no proceeds from the stock market. All you had was a black hole of misery taking away your money. Now you're making money on the market. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Congratulations to those of you making money in the market. Happy to be a part of it for you. And we welcome you to join us in Europe and eventually catch up with us in New York City, probably New Jersey, October 21, Saturday, for a meet and greet in the Northeast. I look forward to it. I'll see what happens. There you go, kids. Another fun day today. Not as exciting or active as yesterday, I admit. 171 thumbs ups have come in. I appreciate the 171. If you're able to hit the thumbs up button for us, please do and give us a little momentum. Those of you watching on the rerun, please help us get over 200 today. Have a wonderful rest of your day today. Keep an eye on the markets. We'll keep an eye, Jen and I, on it too. I see we're at 1053 on SoFi right now. We're at the low of the day. This means some of you might be able to start writing some cash secured puts on your SoFi again. Giddy up. GameStop at 2171. Some of those contracts you've written out there are slumping and slumping. Well done. AI down $1.50. If anyone took iron condor positions on AI, you're smiling right now. Right now, I see Tesla down $4.89. I've got Apple down 97 cents. Google down 89. I see IBM down $1. Microsoft down 48 cents. Amazon down $1.83. Home Depot down 17. Yes, Adobe down 162. There are some stocks that are perfectly performing for you if you are writing iron condors. If you're an iron condor creator, you are loving this market right now because there's not much happening there. And the depreciation is noticeable. You've probably already seen some of the contracts you wrote as soon as yesterday already falling in value. And in some cases, you've probably noticed that some of the shares have gone up a little or down a little, and the puts haven't done well or the calls haven't done well, even though the stock has worked for them. You're noticing how Father Time destroys premiums on contracts. You're getting wiser and getting richer, and I commend you all for your good work out there. Keep it going. Thank you to Edith for the neat emojis. John Anderson, thank you, my friend. Appreciate your involvement in the show. All of you who are members of the channel, thank you so much. Thank you. Those of you who've been members for a couple of years now, those of you who have just become members or are upgrading in membership, we have 177 thumbs up, only 23 to go to get to 200. Hopefully those rerunners will put us over the top. I thank you all for being here today. Have a lovely rest of your day, and we'll see you here tomorrow morning. First thing, and don't forget tomorrow night, 6 o'clock Eastern Time, live with Uncle Bruce for Gold Bagel members right there. We're going to talk iron condors, and I might come up with a couple more suggestions for iron condor trades tomorrow night at 6 o'clock Eastern. If you want to know what kind of condors I'm thinking you should be looking at writing, join me tomorrow night, 6 o'clock in the evening. We'll go over a couple of suggestions and see what your thoughts are on those. It pays to be a Gold Bagel member of this channel. That's my promise to you. Thank you all for being with me today. Again, all of your kind words and support are appreciated. Karen, thank you very much for being here. Neat, neat, neat. I say to all of you out there, have a wonderful day today, and we'll catch you first thing tomorrow. See if we can make you a little bit richer. All right, guys, take care from Calgary. Bye for now.